On a typical school day morning, my goals are pretty simple. All I want to do is get out the door on time, knowing that the kids have had a relatively healthy breakfast and that everybody has whatever it is that they need for the day. Unfortunately, even on mornings when we are technically successful, if the process of getting out the door is difficult or frustrating or rushed in some way, then the morning can quickly take on a negative flavor. And there's a ripple effect. Because as I become more frazzled and frustrated, it's harder for me to handle the things that go wrong, like a spill in the kitchen. And then as my mood sours, that affects the rest of the household. What happens first thing in the morning really does have the power to set the tone for the rest of the day. That's why it's so important to me that my morning routine runs smooth and easy. That way, when something does go wrong, I not only have the time, but also the emotional margin to handle it, and the day can still start on a pleasant note. Hi, I'm Trisha Childers with Practical Family and Home on Purpose. And since the morning is a crucial time for all families, today I'm going to be sharing with you some strategies for intentionalizing your morning routine. First things first, make sure your morning routine has a time cushion built in. I'm a pretty realistic person, and so I expect things to go wrong. My daughter's hair will be so tangled that I have to stop what I'm doing and help her brush it out. Or my son will suddenly realize that he forgot to pack his lunch last night, or I'll splatter coffee on my shirt and have to run upstairs and change. It'll be something different each day, but it will always be something. And so when I build my morning routine, I make sure to sprinkle extra minutes throughout. Let's say my morning routine would take 35 minutes. If everything went perfectly, then I will spread it out over 45 minutes. And those extra 10 minutes act as a cushion to absorb those bumps in the road. The second strategy is to anticipate the most likely problems. Think about the parts of your morning routine that tend to cause the most problems and see if there's a way that you can solve those problems ahead of time. For example, I might comb out my daughter's hair the night before and have her sleep in braids. Or I might double check the fridge right before I go to bed to make sure that everybody has packed their lunch. Yeah, some of the problems are not avoidable, like splattering coffee on my shirt, but the more that we can anticipate the most likely problems and solve them ahead of time, the more successful our morning routine will be. Now, one of the biggest problems for moms is getting the children to do everything that they need to do every single morning. And so the third strategy is to group the morning tasks into little clusters. If you are old enough to remember a time long, long ago when we actually had to memorize phone numbers, you know that nobody remembered them as 7 separate digits in order. Every phone number was split into a little group of 3 and a little group of 4 because that is naturally how our minds operate. And so we're going to use that same technique with all of the tasks that our kids need to do in the morning. When my children wake up, the first thing that they do is get dressed, brush teeth, make bed. Get dressed, brush teeth, make bed. Those 3 go together. If you remember one, you naturally remember the other 2. Same thing happens when they come into the kitchen. They eat breakfast, have water, and vitamins. Breakfast, water, vitamins. Those 3 go together. And then when it's time to pack up, they get lunch, water bottle, snack. Lunch, water bottle, snack. By grouping the task into these little clusters of 3 or maybe 4 at the most, it makes it easier for my children to remember what they have to do, which means I don't have to spend so much time reminding them of what to do, which means I can focus on my own responsibilities, and the whole morning routine runs so much smoother. So those are the 3 strategies that I'm going to share today, and although this quick video will get you started, there's obviously a lot that I didn't cover. For example, wouldn't it be wonderful if your kids were in the habit of checking the clock to determine for themselves if they're on time or running behind? Wouldn't it be great if they made healthy breakfast choices without you having to look over their shoulders? And if they cleared their dishes every time without being asked? I cover all of this and so much more in my Guide to a Smooth School Year. This incredible instructional guide covers all of the important school-related topics. No matter what age your kids are or what form of schooling you've chosen, this guide can help you anticipate the most likely problems headed your way, and it is packed with practical tips and effective strategies for solving those problems before they even begin. With just a little bit of intentionality, you can pave the road ahead, making it easier for the entire family to enjoy the school year journey. If you'd like to learn more about the Guide to a Smooth School Year, please click on the link in the description. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time here at Home on Purpose.